Idaho, trying to get turned around here because my new load just got canceled. I have a bad tire that has to be replaced, so I'm trying to get back somewhere that can do it for me while I look for another load. Story I left off, I thought my truck was fixed, and it really wasn't as I suspected it wasn't. It ended up the whole differential had to be replaced, and it was a very expensive repair. But the positive thing about it is Peterbilt and Boise did a wonderful job. They had me out in less than 24 hours. So that was one positive of that whole experience. And the part has a 2-year warranty on it. However, the load that was supposed to go to Portland got taken out from under me. Somebody else transported it the rest of the way. So I'm still here in Boise, Idaho. I had just booked another load of onions to New York that would have paid pretty well, but then that load got canceled. Found out, so now I have to look for another load. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get that tire changed out. Get that out of the way. And then to top it all off, last night the person who took my trailer to have it unloaded at a facility brought it back and set it in a very poor location. I couldn't hook back up to it. I had to get the help of 3 people to help me do it. And that was, so I finally got to sleep at 10:30 last night. And pretty much yesterday I spent the whole day at the dealership waiting around. So I really didn't get a chance to record any videos yesterday. We were working on the truck all day. So that load went to Queens, New York, so on the way maybe it's a good thing because it's not an easy place to get in and out of. So what's the lesson in all of this? Again, the lesson boils down to that part when I bought the truck was probably 90% gone already. I say that because the cap was missing, water was getting in there, and the cap had been missing all along, and nobody ever caught it. I say that because 2.5 years ago, the mechanic changed the fluid out because it had water, so obviously the water had to be getting in from somewhere even back then, and it was from that missing cap. So when I bought this truck, that cap was missing. That was over 3 years ago. So for 3 years, water has been getting in there. They changed it out twice already before all this. The big question is, how did that part hold up for 3 years with water in it? Well, the answer is, again, the way the truck was driven. If it's driven with care, parts will last a lot longer. Because I can say, probably with a fair amount of confidence, that that part was probably 90% gone when I bought the truck. Who knows how long that cap was really missing for? Even before I bought the truck, it was probably missing. And that's really what precipitated this whole repair situation. But it was over 3 years that it took to get to this point. Had the cap been caught sooner, it might have even gone longer than that. It wasn't. The first mechanic in Arizona should have caught that cap missing. Why didn't he? How come nobody else did? That's another question I ask. So I do have to say, though, that the Peterbilt dealership in Boise, Idaho did a wonderful job in repairing the problem. They had me out in a very timely way. I could have been hung up for days on this type of job. They had me out in 1 day. Trying to find my way back to this tire place I have in mind. Hey, I got off I-84 with the hope of turning around, and there was no way to turn around. They had the interchange set up in such a way that if you needed to turn around and go back, you couldn't. So now I'm on this city street, heading back in that direction, and hopefully I can either get to this tire shop, get on I-84. It's not that far away, probably about 10 or 15 minutes. So get a little bit of a tour of Boise, Idaho, off the interstate. Yesterday, and it wasn't just the repairs yesterday, it was also the load itself that people were just panicking because they wanted it in by 9 a.m. yesterday, or today, and I was in quagmire of being stuck with a truck that was being worked on with major repairs, and them wanting the load there by a certain time. So, pretty much in that situation, all you can really do is let the brokers handle it. It may be frustrating, but yeah, I lost the load, lost some revenue because of that. On top of all the repairs I had to make. Obviously, had they not taken it from me, I could have had it there by late this afternoon. want to wait just a little bit longer. Oh, I was 3 days late with the load for them. Well, look at what I had to deal with. I had to deal with a tire that had a nail in it. Then I had to deal with a winter storm, try to get my way around it in such a way that I could keep moving and not get stranded with everybody else. So I had to route myself differently. And then I hit up against this in Wyoming where it started leaking all kinds of fluid. So that's a lot of unforeseen stuff that happened in one trip. Well, the storm I knew was going to be coming, and I knew roads were going to be closed on account of that winter storm last week. So instead of going up through Nebraska on 80, knowing that they were probably going to close it, I went through Kansas on Route 36 instead, and that road, there was almost nobody on it. I had the road to myself, and they did not have that road closed. No, to them, I'm just 3 days late. There's just no consideration given. They claimed that their line in Portland was going to shut down today at 9 a.m., which I think was BS. So the broker was panicking over that. They claimed they were going to fine us $10,000 an hour for a shutdown. So the broker was panicking like crazy. So that's the kind of situation I was in yesterday. I didn't get a chance to post video or anything, because all day long I was up to my eyeballs and different things going on all at once. So my next step, as I said earlier, is at least all the repairs hopefully are done, except for the tire, which I'm going to try to get to now. I tried to get them to replace my mirror on the left, on the right side, which is busted. Been hit twice over the winter. It's still usable because I nailed it back together. But I was hoping I'd be able to get it replaced, but it would have been another $1,400 just to replace the mirror. I just said forget it. I was also going to try to have the hood support on the left side is gone, but they couldn't find a new one that would fit, so I had to leave that as well yesterday. But other than that, all the important stuff did get repaired in a way that I should not have any more issues for quite some time. At least with that stuff. And again, this repair was a relic from when I bought the truck. Another thing that was mostly gone. That held up because of the way I drive this vehicle. And interestingly enough, I was having a conversation yesterday with another driver, and he was telling me about how he bought new trucks, and after just 200,000 miles, he was already having problems with them. And then he was telling me, like, oh, well, you know, it's so great they're raising the speed limits to 75 miles an hour, and I didn't really say anything about it to him, but you drive a truck all day at 75, 80 miles an hour, it's going to be trash in about 300,000 to 400,000 miles. And I learned that when I bought this truck. This truck was basically trash when I bought it. I've already put $55,000 into it. But when you really think about it in the big scheme of things, if I had bought a brand new truck, it would have amounted to the same amount of money anyway. This driver that I was talking to was having all kinds of problems because he was driving his truck at 75, 80 miles an hour every day. That's probably a big part of the reason why he was having problems with his truck at only 200,000 miles. I didn't really say anything to that effect to him because people like that, you know, they're set. Dude, you really can't convince them otherwise that they're contributing to their own problem. And he seemed otherwise to be a pretty nice guy to talk to. I'm not sure if I'm going to get another video in today or not. It depends on if I get another load or not today. I don't know. Freight has been very slow lately. There's just not much really decent paying freight out there right now. And I don't know if it's the economy or if there's just a glut of trucks out there or both. I did have a load of onions lined up going to New York. They canceled it on me. And I was on my way to go get it when I got the phone call. It was picking up in Oregon, Vail, Oregon, which is about 50 miles away. So that got canceled. And really, when I looked yesterday, there wasn't really much else. There were loads, but none of them really pay that well right now. That one did pay halfway decent, but it was going into New York City to Queens. And it would have been a hassle at that delivery, there's no doubt about it. So I'm back on 84 now, on my way back onto 84. The tire shop is not far from the airport. The airport is on the right-hand side, and there is an airplane taxi getting ready to take off right now. You probably can see it if you look closely. Looks like it's pretty close to the road. There is another airplane behind it waiting. So there goes this airplane. It looks like it's a Delta taking off now. Another plane behind it looks like it's a Niner. So the next exit, Broadway Avenue, is the exit it looks like that I need to get to this place. I can hopefully pretty soon change out this tire for me. And because I don't own the trailer, I will not have to pay for that tire change. But it is bald and it really needs to get done. So you just got your tour of Boise, Idaho that not many people can see on YouTube. Because most people follow their GPSs everywhere. I don't use GPS. I use my own brains when I go from point A to point B. I don't rely on a computer to tell me which way to go. I make my own decision on which way I'm going to go. So again, my plan is I'm almost at the truck stop at the tire shop now. Plan is while I'm getting my tire changed, I'm going to look for it and see what else is out there. Just have to see where I end up, what load I end up picking eventually, and where it goes. And I will post a video once I find all that out. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. Whoever has subscribed, thank you for doing so. And I will be posting more videos soon. I am going to be getting more active with posting. Here is the tire shop, truck service. Let's see if how soon they can get me in for this. Hopefully it won't be too long.